This is my garage.
How's it going, guys, and welcome back to my garage. Alright, so we are over here in our little engine shop, and we are going to start today off by building a quick engine for a subscriber. So there's a guy in my Discord named Deacon, and he asked me for a race engine. I don't know for what vehicle it is, but yeah, we are going to be putting an engine together with some modded parts. So first of all, this engine block is the big block from Thumpy's mods, which is actually a free mod. So yeah, we're going to be using this for a change, and we're just going to build him a pretty decent powered engine for racing. So I'm not too sure, as I said, what car it's going in, but apparently he's going to be doing some drifting with it as well. So I guess we'll see what he builds it into. If he's going to share some pictures on our Discord, maybe. If you guys aren't in the Discord server yet, there is a link to that down in the description. It's called The Gamer's Edge. So that is pretty much where everybody hangs out and where we take our customer orders from. So let's go ahead and get these pistons mounted. And these are HP pistons, so they should give this engine quite a bit of horsepower, along with this big block. So the reason why I'm not going with a supercharger is we kind of want to make this engine universal to any vehicle in the game, so that he doesn't have problems with hoods clipping or anything like that. So I'm pretty sure this thing would make enough power for any type of race or any type of drifting he wants to do in this game. So I guess we'll see. It's going to be a bit hard for us to dyno this thing, but we'll see. I don't know. If we maybe slap it into a vehicle, we could put it on the dyno, but yeah, I kind of don't have anything to put it into, really. Because we've got the wagon over there, the pickup truck over there. Although we might be able to do it, but okay, we'll see. I'll still decide whether we are going to dyno it or not. Maybe we'll just put it together and hope for the best. But as I said, this thing should make some decent power. Absolutely enough power for what he wants to do with it. Did we get all of these bolts over here? Yes, we did. Okay. Alright, let's get our intake on here. Alright, so apparently there has been another update to the URP version of the game, which is what we are currently on. So the dev did change some of the lighting stuff, so I don't know if it's a little bit brighter today. I can't really tell. We didn't have our torch on, so I think it's pretty decent. Alright, there we go. We're just going to get this oil pan button down as well. Try and do a decent job here and not miss any of the bolts. We've got our lightweight flywheel also going on here. So this is also part of the Thumpy mods, or Thumpy parts mod. We've got the high performance clutch plate. We've got a regular pressure plate. I don't think you get a HP pressure plate really. So this is just gonna have to do. And there we go. That is sorted. Let's get all of these hand stuff in. Okay, well, this one needs to also be bolted down, and that. Let's grab a couple of things so that we can bolt down a couple of things. Trying to sort of speed run this build as well. Okay, so distributor, ignition coil, thermostat. Okay, that is all of the small stuff. So we've got our carburetor over there. We can pop those on. So this is once again the 6-pack carburetor. 3 times 2 barrel carbs. Okay, zip it all down. And we've got our rockers. Come on, grab it. There we go. Okay, let's get these on. Just bolt them all down. So we've got performance heads on this thing. So I think that should also add a bit of power. Okay, rockers are done. Got our valve covers here, which are my favorite valve covers in the game. I actually like the look of these, and almost every single engine that I built, I utilize these valve covers. Okay, so there we go. Looking pretty good. Okay, this is this side. Okay, grab the other one. The other manifold over here. We're just gonna zip it down real quick. Okay, so let's get some spark plugs into this thing. Alright. Yeah, this is probably one of the most time-consuming things about building an engine is getting the spark plugs in. There you go. We'll just pop all of these in, and then we'll go around and tighten every single one of them with our spark plug wrench. Okay, there we go. Over this side, one more. Okay, perfect. So let's grab our socket wrench, and we are set to tightening. So let's zip it down. Do the same on this side, and that is sorted. Spark plugs are in. All right, let's grab the camshaft. Okay, camshaft is in. Okay, let's get that sprocket on, and we'll also grab this one. We'll get that one on. Timing chain. And we'll get the timing chain cover on here. Okay, then we've got our harmonic balancer. Where is it? It's over there. Okay. So this is the lightweight harmonic balancer, and we've got our crankshaft pulley over there. Okay, let's get the water pump onto here. Okay, last bolt over there. And we can get our ventilator, aka engine fan, on. Okay, let's quickly get the alternator onto there. Okay, and bolt it down. Okay, alternator belt can go on. There we go. Alright, let's not forget our fuel pump. Come on. There we go. Okay, fuel pump is on, and let's quickly pop the ignition wires on. Let's grab the air filter base. That's what it's called. Right. Spin it this way. There's the other bolt. Okay, and we'll grab the air filter itself and the lid, and boom, there we go. I don't know how long that took me, but it was quite a bit of a speedy build. So I think this thing should make some decent power. Alright, so this is going to be shipped over to him once we are done with the recording of this episode. So I don't think we missed anything. It looks pretty decent, pretty good. Okay, so yeah, we haven't approached these vehicles yet. That's probably why we're getting a bit of lag, but okay. Alright guys, so now that we've got the engine build, I should probably show you guys what I've done and what I have spent some money on. So over here, we've got a rollback truck, or a ramp truck, as you guys may know it. So I bought this thing off Devil's Dragons from our Discord server. And yeah, I figured it's about time that we get one of these. And yeah, it's kind of weird. Oh, you need to right click it. Put it back in. Okay, it's kind of like the window mechanism in a wolf. And over here we've got another wolf, which is a donor vehicle that I bought from a guy named Drifter699. So yeah, this thing, the interior was stripped out of it. That's pretty much what he did when he took the interior out of this thing. I think it was because it was in an accident. I don't know if he wasn't up to fixing it, but yeah, we've got this thing, and we are going to be using this as a parts vehicle. So we've got a bit of damage at the front, and this wheel is completely buckled and bent. So I'm going to check the engine as well, but I mainly bought this because I wanted the rear suspension for our wagon over here. So we still need to do a little bit of work to the front end of this thing. He also sent me the bumper, replacement bumper, and also the spoiler kit over here, which we will probably use on the convertible over there. And we might even cut the roof off this thing and put it onto the convertible over there, turning it into a coupe. But we'll see. I don't know yet exactly what I want to do with that thing, but that is going to be our giveaway vehicle. Hopefully soon, because it's been a long time coming, guys, since we've got that car in. Alright, so I think what I'm going to start with is probably trying to see if we can get this front suspension off, because we still need to replace this inner fender over here, or the inner panel. So let's grab our toolbox. Just set it down over here. So let's see, we need to undo the engine mounts first of all. And I think I did cut all of the welded stuff off already for this thing to come off. So just gonna undo the brake lines. And now we probably need to undo this. Okay, that shock absorber should come off. Let's just do this side as well. I think it's that one. Okay, so there's our shock absorbers. Okay, I don't know where that one went. Oh, it flew all the way across the room over here. Okay, but yes, these shock absorbers are looking a bit tired. Yeah, this one is also not that great. It's 53%. Alright, let's see what else we need to do here in order to get this suspension off. I don't know. I can't recall what needs to be done, but there's a couple of things you need to take off. Okay, so there's our lower control arms. Well, one of them at least. Let's take off this one as well. Okay, so there's that side. That one isn't too bad. But I'm thinking adjustable coilovers for this thing maybe. I'll still decide how far I want to go with this thing. So now this tie rod is a bit bent. Okay, so there goes the whole freaking hub assembly. I didn't even think this was going to happen, but okay, you know what? Something we can work with at least. And let's do this side as well. Okay, and there goes that side hub carrier with the whole wheel and everything attached still, but that's fine. That's fine. It's not a problem. Okay, so now I'm going to have to use the angle grinder with the cutting discs. Now, where are my cutting discs? I can't recall where I put them. I think it's in the paint shop over here. There we go. Alright, so we are going to need to use this because unfortunately the plasma cutter mod for cutting panels apart is no longer working. And that plasma cutter over there is actually... Yeah, let me show you guys this thing. So this is for cutting body panels, so you can actually... It doesn't make a sound, but you can cut rusty holes and stuff out of... pretty much body panels. That's what this is for. So if you had a big patch of rust here, you could go ahead and cut that out, and that's going to make it a bit easier to cover up the hole again. I don't think this thing cuts welds as such. It doesn't look like it. I mean, if we come over here, we can see. Let's just bring the damn thing closer. Yeah, if we bring it over here, you can see we can't cut any of the welds. It doesn't look like it, so we're gonna have to chop it with the old-fashioned angle grinder here. Alright, so we still need to cut this inner fender off somewhere. I don't know exactly where it's mounted to still, but that might actually be related to the firewall. But I think it's this one over there. And then this can come off, so this should be ruined, which is, yeah, 5%. Okay, so that can be put down over there. So that is the front left panel. I think that's what they call it. Okay, so let's head over to the wolf. And we're going to find this under the body section. Right over there. Alright, just waiting for it to load up. There we go. Okay, so we need the front left. Where the heck is it? There it is. Okay, so that is the one we need to replace on this side. It kind of looks better. Yeah, we still need a bunch of stuff. And as for welding, we're going to have to use this thing because unfortunately the MIG welder is also no more. So let's get an electrode onto this thing. I was actually thinking about getting the mod for the, what do you call it? Infinite cut and welding mod. But I'll see. I'll still have to decide what I want to do exactly. How far we want to go with mods and stuff. You know, not really quality of life mods, but more or less mods that will make your life a bit easier. Okay, so just trying to figure out where else we need to weld. I think there's a bunch of welds back there that I can't really see at the moment. Alright, we'll get another one of these onto there because we still need to weld quite a bit. Okay, let's see over there. Okay, there's nothing over there. Maybe under here. So I still need to take the cross member off. That's why I'm not welding it. Because we still need to see what is the condition of the cross member there. And I think we've got probably all of the welds there. I don't see any more over here. Kind of weird because we are welding, but we aren't welding. I think it's probably the patchiness thing that we can do now, because as you guys know, they've added the option to weld body panels with holes in them. Let's just give this a bit of a test. So if we come over to the fender and we weld there, we could get like spots of welding there, you see. So I think that's what's currently going on here. Okay, that's a bit of a... yeah, it's going to mess us around a bit, if you ask me. But okay, I need to cut this off over there. And that'll give us the cross member. Which needs to be replaced because it's on 52%. And where the heck did I go with the wrench now? Is it probably back in the toolbox? No. Yeah, that's probably one of the things that likes to disappear the most here. Alright, I found the wrench, guys. So what I need to do now is we need to strip the rest of these parts off of this cross member. So let's get this steering link off. I just want to check it and see if we can reuse any of this. Steering link is good. Let's see if this comes off. Okay. What is that? 96%. So that is still good. Steering box. Where are the bolts to this now? Oh, it's under here. Yeah, everything looks a little bit different now since the update. So the steering box we need to replace. Along with that, so let's come over here. We're going to buy the cross member. I think it falls under body. We might as well actually grab the rest of the stuff that we are going to need. So, yeah, I don't think we're going to deal with the other stuff just yet. Let's just go ahead and do this. So we need radiator support. And now I kind of need to make sure we need to buy the wheel houses because I still need to replace both of those. Where's the left one? Okay, so there's the left one. And let's see what else we needed. I didn't see the cross member here. Maybe it's under suspension. Would make sense for it to be under here. Okay, cross member. There's the cross member. And then where's the steering box? It's probably also somewhere here. Okay, let's just start with this for now. Get that back onto here. Where the heck is this thing going? Okay, there it is. Okay, bolt it down. Let's grab our steering arm once again. It goes on to here somewhere. Yeah, everything is a little bit more finicky now than what it used to be. Steering link. I don't know if it's going to be easier if we mounted this to the car, but I think it's going to be harder to reach. This tie rod is still good, so let's get a replacement tie rod for the other side, maybe. Okay, tie rod over there. Just gotta hunt for it under all of the parts that we just bought. Okay, so there's our tie rods back into place. Let's get this thing onto there. Where's our welding machine now? Over here. Okay, I wonder if we're gonna get 2 welds out of this. Weld there and weld there. And I think that is our cross member sorted, and we are out of electrode. But okay. Alright, let's see what else we're gonna need. Let's maybe strip this apart. Can we grab the damn thing? Why is it so hard to grab this? Okay, there we go. Alright, let's strip this wheel off, because we are gonna see if we've got 4 decent rims and tires. At least we could reuse some of these. Because we've got another set on that car as well. We've got a couple of wheels on the car outside, which we could also probably just check. Alright, let's check the brake caliper here quick. Brake caliper, we'll replace that rather, and I think the brake hose as well. Yeah, the brake pads don't look bad, but as we all know in this game, looks can be deceiving. Alright, the hub carrier itself is shot. Let's check the hub out. Hub is pretty decent. I don't know if the brake disc is good. So we're going to need our screwdriver for this. Let's take the brake disc screw out. Come on, shake it loose. Okay, brake disc needs to be replaced. Alright, and that needs to be replaced. Okay, where's the other one? There it is. Start taking the wheel off here. This rim is 42%. Let's check the tire on this one. If the tire is still okay, it's on 69%, so that's going to be replaced rather. Okay, so we've got extra wheels and tires over here as well. Where did I put the other ones? Okay, so they are over here. So we can also check those for tires, so we don't need to buy new tires. Okay, but let's get this onto here. Let's bring this a bit closer. Okay. Gonna need an electrode. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay, let's see where this thing needs to be welded. I think it's just under here. Yeah, everything looks a bit different. Like these things used to be a bit darker on the vehicles. Okay, let's grab the radiator support or the cradle. Okay, so that's welded. Yeah, we're gonna do that a whole lot. If you miss your welds, it's gonna be a bit of an issue. Okay, I don't know if there are any more welds to that thing. I doubt it. I think we've got it all. Can't recall if there's any welds back here. I don't think so. Okay, I think that is done. Alright, perfect. So now what we need to do is get ourselves all the suspension parts that we need. So I was still busy stripping this actually, you know what? Maybe go ahead and do that. Brake caliper. This brake caliper is okay. Okay, let's do this. We're going to take out the brake pads. Alright, brake pads are both kind of shot, so we'll just make a pile of rubbish over there. Oh, come on, there we go. Alright, I don't know if we should maybe just check the brake pads in this. Maybe, you know what? Nah, let's just buy a freaking new set of brake pads. Okay, and take this off. 64%, so we'll get new brake lines. Okay, so we are going to need a whole bunch of stuff. This lower control arm needs to be replaced. Both shock absorbers. We get a new shock absorber for each side. New springs. Yeah, that spring is also shot, so we'll replace it. 87%, so this can go back on, so that's still good. Okay, this tie rod is US. We already replaced it anyway. How's the hub carrier on this one? That one is not too bad. Still wanted to check this hub real quick. The hub needs to be replaced, and you can see the disc is thin, so we're gonna need a couple of things here. How was the other hub? Okay, that was still good, so we just need one hub. Okay, one hub, and then let's get the hub carrier for the front lift. We've got that one. We need this one. We need the both front shock absorbers. Okay, so everything else for the front seems to have been good. Let's get some adjustable springs. Okay, so that should be good. Okay, let's start sorting this out. I think let's just grab the parts and put them into place. Okay, so there's our lower control arm. We'll get this onto the air. Okay, let's get the shock absorber mounted on this side. We'll kind of do one side at a time. Okay, shock absorber zip down over there. Okay, let's start on the other side. We'll start with the shock absorber here. Okay, we're going to need our hub carrier. Alright, just like that. Just bolt it down there. Okay, let's grab this hub. Put that onto there. Just grab this. And put that hub onto there. We still need to buy all the brake stuff. That's the front right caliper for this side. Okay, let's get the spring compressor. Okay, come on. Get you into there. And then we'll get this one into there. Okay, let's put that back in the toolbox, and this freaking move tool is always in the way. Let's get the brake parts. Brakes for the front. Yeah, I don't know why the catalog is so laggy again today. Okay, we've got the front right caliper. We are going to replace the main brake line as well. Did I buy the discs? No, I didn't buy the discs. Alright, perfect. Let's get these brake discs or rotors installed. Okay, where's the screwdriver? I kicked it all the way over there. Okay, and this side. And zip it down. Okay, we'll put it back in the toolbox for now. Okay, so we still need to mount those things. Okay, let's bring this one over here so we can put everything together. Okay, brake pads can go in. These things usually struggle to go in a bit. But okay, we've got those in. Let's grab this one. We'll put brake hose onto that caliper there. Let's just flip this thing around. Let's put this one onto here. Alright, front left brake caliper. Let's get this one mounted over there. Okay, zip it down. And let's just take off this main brake line. There we go. That wasn't too bad. So we can actually start putting these things on the shelves, because we've got a lot of shelves in the shop now, since I added all of those as well. So we'll just start storing parts on there. Depending on how much lag it's going to cause, I don't know, we'll see. If it gets too much, then we will start putting our stuff in a barn. Okay, so let's grab the main brake line over here. Okay, then we can bolt it down there. And bolt it down over there. Okay, let's just see, did I tighten everything down here? I think so. I think we are golden, so let's grab this one. I just want to check the tire on this wheel. The tire needs to be replaced. Let's just put it over there. Okay, now I need to find a tire for this thing. I'm just going to check what we've got. Okay, that tire is decent. Alright, so this rim, we'll just put it on the shelf over here. Okay, so there's our one wheel and there's a good tire. It might look a little bit weird with the stock wheels with the adjustable coilovers, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see at the end of the day when we are done with this, what it looks like. We are going to adjust it as low or, well, obviously as high as possible. I think that'll be good. Okay, so now we need to find another good wheel. Let's check on the car outside our donor vehicle if this wheel is any good. Okay, so this wheel is brand new, so I'm almost certain that car has been restored at some point. So we might actually be getting some decent parts of this thing by the looks of it. Okay, so this wheel we can pop onto this side. Yeah, we're still getting a bit of lag tightening wheel bolts. I don't know what's the deal with that. But okay, I think the front end part of this car is done. Let's see if our donor vehicle out here has got a usable fender this side. Not really. The hood is also very bad. So, yeah, we're going to need a whole lot of body panels. We can grab this bumper. This bumper should go on now. Okay, zip it down there and zip it down over there. Okay, so headlights. I do recall we did have got one of the headlights that were kind of okay, but I can't recall where I put it now. It's somewhere in the shop here. These are all the convertible parts. Do we have any good headlights on this car? No, none over there. Where did I put it? Let me just try and find the stuff. It's maybe on this shelf over here. Nothing over there. I didn't put it in a paint shop. Alright, there we go. So we've got this right headlight. It's on 77%, so that is still good. Let's just take this lamp trim off real quick and see what that's all about. I think it's still good because, yeah, these things don't get worn. Okay, so we can pop that headlight into there. Let's grab the screwdriver. Yeah, it's a bit of a tedious process and I'm kind of all over the place. This blinker we're going to replace. Okay, so let's just chuck that down over there. Alright, so that is going to fall under accessories, but I think let's do the hood first. Let's go over to body. We're going to buy a new hood. Everything that we pretty much need for the front end to finish it up. So we're going to need the new grille. We're going to need the new hood. We're going to need this lamp trim. Okay, we've got to get a front left fender. Okay, let's see what else that I can think of at the moment. I don't think there's anything. Yeah, we've got everything else pretty much sorted. Yeah, all of that is done. Even got the rear bumper on. Yeah, there's a couple of ways of doing things in this game. Alright, let's get our hood mounted. Alright, where's the wrench? There's the wrench. Okay, that bolt is a different color. Very interesting. Okay, and let's create the grill onto here. Over there. And that's going to need the screwdriver over here. Okay, zip it down over there and over there. And I think that is... It's getting there. It's getting there. Okay, fender. There's our brand new fender mounted. Perfect. And just like that, this thing is starting to look like a car again. It was... it's been a long time coming because we haven't done much to this thing recently. So hopefully we can sort this thing out pretty much as far as possible today. Okay, so we're gonna need some headlight bulbs. We're gonna need light bulbs. We need the left headlight. We'll get the stock blinkers for this car. I think we're gonna turn the coupe over there. We will change those to the white ones, maybe for that car. Okay, let's put some bulbs into these blinkers. Okay, so that's the blinker sorted. Let's get our headlight sorted with some light bulbs as well. And then we can probably get this onto here. Okay, let's bring it closer. Okay, bolt that down. Pop that onto there. We'll need the screwdriver for everything now. Okay, and our blinkers. This is the left blinker. And there's the right blinker. Alright, let's go ahead and have a look at this thing now. What do we need? We need to get all of the trim for the sides over here. For all the doors. And we need the taillights. And all the trim on this side. Yeah, every single piece of trim is missing here. Okay, so let's do a little bit of body shopping. And we'll also grab the taillights while we are in here. Where are the wolf taillights? Okay, or the wagon taillights. Probably going to need some more bulbs for those. So let's just grab 2 more boxes. Because unfortunately the bulbs couldn't be transferred over the barn. And the body stuff, I think the trim actually comes under the body stuff. So we need all of that stuff. I think the doors are brand new. So we'll need all of the door trims. Front left cover. We've got the front right cover on there. Those we do still have. Grab those. I wonder if the wolf has got its own separate ones. I didn't think about that. Let's just have a look here. Those are for the coupe. Okay. Nothing else we need over here. Bumper cover for the wagon. We did get that installed. So I think we've got everything pretty much now. Let's start by doing these one by one. Rear right. That's for the driver's side door. This is the passenger side door. These tiny little pieces of trim that goes at the back over there. It can go onto there. This one is for this fender over here. Rear left door. Okay, and last but not least, we'll get this one popped onto there. Okay, now we can get our taillights mounted. Okay, where's our... This is our half box. Okay, so we need 1, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that works out quite well. Okay, let's pop these light bulbs in here. Alright, just like this. Okay, now we can get these fitted. So this is for the left hand side. Okay, it's going to be easier to do it from this angle. Just 1 screw on each. And it is getting very dark and very late out there. So I think the time scale has definitely been changed in this game. It's a bit of a change. Okay, we still needed to buy a gas tank for this wagon. Because we don't have a gas tank yet. But okay. Just thinking, what am I going to do now? We're going to do the rear suspension. So we need to get ourselves a wrench. Okay. And we're going to need the floor jack over here. Okay, we'll just jack up this car with the floor jack, and then we could probably put some jack stands under this thing. Go up all the way, and I'm quite certain this suspension back here would actually be in decent condition. Yeah, everything is 100%. So this car has actually been restored, and then it may have gotten in the accident. So not too sure what happened with this poor thing. Okay, we're going to take off this over there, and let's not forget our drive shaft bolts here. Okay, so we need to take off the brake lines. Okay, take that off. Where's our... what do we need to do? It's probably just these ones. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we've got our rear cross member. That's also on 100%, so I don't think I'm going to strip this down. We are going to grab this in our backpack. Come on, backpack. Pick those two up. We're going to use the adjustable coilovers, so these can actually just put them in the trunk. And then we know at least where that is. Okay, so let's grab our rear suspension. Let's get under here. Get that installed. Okay, always get a bit of lag when you're tightening something up like this. Alright, so that was quite an intense bit of lag that we got over there from tightening down the suspension, which is something that usually happens. But yeah, it's supposed to only be like for a second or two. We had a good 10 seconds of lag there for some reason. So there we go. We'll get these installed. Okay, so now I wonder what the heck did this thing tighten to, because we don't have the wheel well there yet. Okay, let's put the backpack away. Wrong button. There we go. Okay, so this wheelhouse on this side we need to replace, and this one is missing. Okay, so that one can go in there. This one I want to chop off again because it's looking a little bit bad. Deformed. Okay, now it's just going to be a matter of trying to get all of these welds cut loose on this thing. Oh, okay, well, what do you know? Okay, so that is the old one. That is the new one. And does that look better? So much better. Alright, let's get our welding machine a bit closer. And we're also going to need those electrodes. Yeah, I think I must definitely get that mod for the infinite cut and weld. I think that's what they call it. Okay, weld over there. And there's one behind the wheel. Do we still have electrode? No, we don't. Let's just grab the electrode. I did get one out of the box. Okay, hopefully we can finish this now. Alright, come on, where are you? There we go. There should be another weld here. Oh, there it is. Okay, weld that up. Weld this up. Over there. Okay, and over there. Alright, still some welds we need to do here. Let's just check this side. Okay, this side was done. Alright, so now I'm just going to have to scour this whole car for missing welds. But yeah, our electrode is finished again. Okay, let's lift this thing up nice and high. Okay, let's get another electrode onto this thing. Alright, just like this. Okay, we'll bring this to the center. And let's quickly have a look and see what we can figure out here. Yeah, without the torch, it's a little bit dark now. Because it's almost 10 o'clock at night. Alright, I don't see any welds missing. Well, if I don't see anything now, I don't think we've got anything. What is going on over here? Is that like a tiny little gap on that side as well? So I think that's probably normal. Okay, we did get all of the welds at the front. Yeah, I don't see anything bad at the back here. So yes, I'm actually confident we've got this thing put together, guys. It looks really good. Okay, let's lower this thing back down. Okay, so we still need to get a bunch of stuff. And I need to air up this tire and probably also that one. Okay, so we need our air pump. Let's do this real quick. All right, and there we go. That is perfect. So our tires are aired up again. And let's quickly have a quick recap at what we still need to do with this thing. Apart from the paint job. Because now that the suspension is put together, we still needed to add the rear coilovers. Oh my goodness, I forgot about those. Still needed to buy them. Okay, over to suspension we go in our very laggy and slow catalog. Okay, 2 adjustable coilovers for the rear. Okay, let's just bring them closer. I will grab our spring compressor. Okay, so that goes into there. Okay, let's grab this one as well for this side. There it is. Okay, perfect. And now we need to adjust that the same as the front. And in order to do that, we're going to need our wrench, which I just saw it. It's laying over here. Okay, so let's go. I think it's loosening is to lift it up. Okay, all the way up on that side and also on this side. Alright, perfect. I think that doesn't look too bad. So we still need to get the door mirrors and we are going to need to check a couple of things. I think the handbrake is loose. Yeah, the handbrake is definitely loose. That's why she's rolling so easily. Okay, let's just push it forward a bit again. Okay, so we need to get door mirrors. We already did all of the glass, so that is sorted out. So door mirrors and a paint job and also interior. Then I think this thing would be pretty much done. We've got the overall condition 3 stars. We still needed to do the engine work. So I'm thinking our donor vehicle outside here has probably got a good engine as well. So I think we'll strip this one off. It's probably going to be easier if we had this thing up on the lift, because to work on it like that is going to be a bit of a mission. But okay. I think let's focus on cosmetics first of all. So let's get our door mirrors and our interior fitted into this thing. Because I'm going to buy the interior from the catalog. It's going to be black interior. So interior for the Wolf. Alright, so here we are. We are going to have to see now, because we need to pretty much buy everything. Okay. Yeah, I think those are all the same. We'll get a new gear stick, glove box, headliner. We need to buy the right stuff for the wagon. We'll buy some new pedals. buy everything. Just looking at all the money going down there. Sun visors. We're not gonna need that. We don't need this. We don't need that. Trunk trim left, right. We don't need that. Carpet for the coupe. So now we need to look for the wagon stuff. Did I just buy the... Okay. Luckily I didn't buy the headliner. Carpet for the wolf wagon. All of this stuff. Frying pan, cooking pot. Okay, interesting. That is very interesting. Alright, now we've got a crap ton of parts to put together. So I think let's just start somewhere. Let me just sort the stuff out a bit. Alright, and that's our passenger seat. Driver's seat. Got our rear seat. Okay, so all the seats are over there. This is like a carpet. That's the dashboard lower part, so those will actually go onto there. It's going to be a bit weird doing this. I usually install these things when the dashboard is in the car. I think that usually is a bit easier to do. Okay, so let's get this one onto this side. Perfect. Okay, there's our center console. There's our trunk carpet. Let's maybe pop these things in because they just kind of snap into place. Now we'll come and sort out the rest here. Okay, put that into there. There's our brand new steering wheel. I'll still have to check the whatchamacallit, the steering column, because I haven't done that yet. But we're still just focusing on the actual cosmetics now, so we'll get to that. Okay, so now we haven't bought the carpet, and it doesn't look like this thing has got its own carpet for the wagon, unless if I'm wrong. I think it's just a normal wolf carpet that goes in this thing. So it's probably this one. So yes, let's put this carpet in. And then we'll get the center console, which is going to secure that. But we still needed to do the gear shifter first. So let's maybe take this off. Okay, so there's our old crusty gear shifter. Let's grab the new one. There's the gear shifter. Alright, this goes over there somewhere. Okay, now let's just take the carpet out first. Because getting this thing mounted is sometimes a bit tricky. Okay, there's our carpet. There's our center console. And zip that down. Okay, let's take the seats out while we are here. Okay, there's the one seat. That one is still fairly decent. We'll see, but I want to try and build this car very good, like decent parts, you know. I don't want to take too many shortcuts with that one because that's our giveaway vehicle. I might actually do that one so that it's completely brand new parts, but that's going to require us to do pretty much the whole car from scratch. This seat is still very good, so I think if we do like a 85% minimum parts on this one, it'll be great. Okay, so let's see. We need to get our seats and everything installed. All the door panels, door cards, B-pillars. A whole lot of stuff. Okay, so let's start sun visors. Okay, yeah, there's a bunch of stuff here. That sun visor is gonna... Yeah, now we can't pick it up. Once you drop this thing and it's not in its place, then it's basically gonna let you pick up the freaking headliner the whole time. Let's tighten that down. Tighten that down. Okay, so there goes our headliner. That is installed. I'm gonna put the rear view mirror on so that we can secure it. Right over there. 2 screws, perfect. Okay, let's grab this B-pillar trim. That goes onto there. Grab the other one. It goes onto there. Okay, this is our glove box for the dashboard. Now, this is one thing that I've noticed with the Wolf. The glove box screws are kind of hard to get to. I have to like sort of lean into this thing and get them screwed down like that. Okay, so there we go. That is installed. And did I buy a brand new cluster now? Because I wanted to check the cluster in the current dashboard. Yeah, I didn't buy it yet. Okay, so maybe I did think about that first. Okay, and while we are here with the screwdriver, we'll get the old one out. Alright, so let's quickly inspect this cluster before I buy a new one. Just want to see the condition. If this is decent, we can reuse it. But it's not. It's on 48%, but it's got the true mileage on it, most probably. 358,672. Is that what this car's got? 358. Yeah. That is exactly the mileage. Which is it's a bit of a bummer that this thing is broken. Well, not really broken, but in poor condition. But you know what? We'll pop it in anyway. It will still work for quite some time, and I don't know exactly what we're doing with this wagon, if we are selling it or if we are going to hang on to it for a while, or maybe I'll see. I'll still have to decide what I'm going to do with it. But let's bring all of these door panels back. Where's the freaking wrench again? I keep losing the bloody wrench, guys. It's like a inevitable thing, you know. It always happens. You can't avoid it. Yeah. We'll see here in a second where I put it again. There it is. Okay, we found the wrench. Okay, so we've got our new steering wheel. But we still need to check the cluster, not the cluster, steering column. Okay, so if the steering column is good, which it's not, so we're going to just replace it anyway. Minimum part condition, 75% for this car. Oh, we still needed to do these. Let's just focus on one thing at a time here. Okay, let's zip that down. Okay, zip that down. Okay, zip that one down. And this one. Okay, so we still need to check the pedals as well, because we bought new pedals anyway. Okay, so there's our pedals. Pedals are basically shot. So we'll get the new ones installed. Alrighty, and get that into there. Okay, let's buy a new steering column as well. Alright, where the heck is the steering column going to be? It's probably going to be under suspension. Alright, so we are on suspension. Now we're just looking for this thing, the steering column. Okay, so let's get this installed. Come on. I just saw it. Okay, there it is. Okay, 3 bolts on that. And there's our steering wheel. So we're not using the modded parts really on this car. Okay, so there we go. That is a base game steering wheel. So the only thing left to do is still get the seats in. And then this thing is pretty much sorted cosmetically. Well, apart from a paint job. And oh, I actually forgot about these. Yeah, these have got bolts down there. Oh, come on. Can we grab the carpet? Okay, so there we go. Now we can get our seat mounted. Should go a bit better. Alright, now we are talking. Okay, let's get our driver's seat and passenger seat in. Okay, zip it down, zip it down. I think it's easier from the back over here. Okay, so that is done. And let's grab our last seat for this side. There we go. Zip that down. And over on this side, we'll just do the same. And we've got it. Alright, so I still needed to buy door mirrors. And I forgot about that, actually, you know. Which is a bit of an issue now because we've got our interior panels on. But let's get over to the body section once again. And our catalog is... it's very slow. Okay. Are the door mirrors here or are they under accessories? Yep, probably under accessories. Alright, so here we are under the accessories category. And there's the two mirrors. Alright, let's quickly get those two installed. Can we put this in our backpack? Yes, we can. Okay, so this is our passenger side. And I don't know if we're going to manage this. Oh, looks like we can, actually. There we go. It's not really the right way to do it, but if it works, it works. There we go. Alright, perfect. So now, let's quickly do a little bit of a recap of what we still need to do to this thing. We need to do engine, transmission, but I'm thinking we're just going to swap the parts from our donor vehicle over into this one. Might check that little trim piece there. We still needed to check this brake master cylinder because I haven't touched this thing yet. Okay, let's see what this is all about. 73%. That is not bad. But I think let's check the donor vehicles one. Because the chances are that this thing is also still 100%. Yeah, we could have actually taken a lot more parts off of the donor vehicle for this thing. But I think we'll use more donor parts from that car outside onto our convertible over there. Okay, so did we tighten all of the brake hoses down? Nope, we didn't do the back ones. Good thing I'm checking these now. Alright, so that looks good. Our drive shaft is still loose as well. I forgot about that. Okay, let's just see. We've got 1, 2, and then there's one on this side. Can we see it from here? Actually, behind the exhaust. Yeah, we've got it. Okay. And then on the transmission, we still have to do some work under here, but I think we are pretty much sorted, guys. This thing has come a long way. It's been converted completely from a convertible into a wagon, and I'm actually proud of how this thing turned out. We still need to do some mechanical work, hence our overall condition is only 4 stars. The color condition is obvious because we've got all sorts of colors, and I think most of the stuff is from the catalog. The only original parts on this thing are the rocker panels and this trim over here, this fender with its trim, and then also this rocker panel and this piece of the trim. The rest of this thing has been completely replaced body-wise, if you look at it that way. But yeah, things definitely starting to go a little bit better, and we are getting to our own projects for a bit. So I actually did close up the customer work a bit. I should probably get that freaking dashboard installed. And me babbling on here. This thing is done, but it's not done. But there we go. Now we'll get that installed. And then I think that is going to be it for this episode, guys. It's been quite eventful. We've done quite a lot of work to this thing, and we also built a brand new engine for one of our subscribers, a guy named Deacon. So yeah, I'm quite sure he's going to be happy with that engine. It's going to be quite a powerful engine, and as I said, we didn't go with the supercharger because I don't know what kind of car he's putting this thing in, and yeah, it's obviously going to stick out of the hood if he doesn't have a car with a hood with a scoop or anything like that. So we're giving him that option, and if he really wants to change this thing to a supercharger, it's actually pretty easy. He must just let me know. Then I can actually put the supercharger together for him and just send it over in a separate barn. Then the only thing he needs to do is replace the pulley and also the intake and just bolt it all down again, and then this thing would have a little bit more power. So yeah, that is what we can do. But guys, as I said, I'm going to end this episode right over here. It is almost 4 a.m. in the morning in game. Looks like we worked through the night. We did a little bit of a night shift today, and things worked out quite well. So thank you all so much for tuning in once again. I really appreciate every view, every like, and also remember to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. I will appreciate it very much. And then I will see you all in the next one.
Garage. Wheels keep spinning on the highway. Good things happen in the driveway. Having good days with the good boys. I don't think that I'm leaving today.